Cargo, you're on cue, Billy. I got you covered. Don't worry about it. Let's revisit the
Clutch
night.
Cargo plays left field for the Rockies, by the way.
Let's revisit last night. It was exciting. Ninth inning, unexpected to say the least. Rally capture and force in the stands and in the booth. Eric Wedge.
Yep, telling him to take a pitch. Mariners down a couple of runs. Brendan Ryan doing just that, gets the walk. Showed a lot of patience. Ichiro then walks on 4 pitches.
And then how about Dotel? His meltdown. A wild pitch. That moves the runners up. And Dotel's a veteran of more than 700 games. And then a pass ball. That'll get a run home. So Ryan scores. Ichiro, tying run. He's at third.
And then Montero comes up and hits a screaming line drive. Thought maybe it was going to leave the ballpark. It's in the middle of the fence for a double to tie the game up. Kyle Seager coming up. Wasn't sure if he was going to bunt in this situation. He lays down a perfect bunt. Moves Kawasaki, who pitch ran for Montero, up to third. And then, of course, the hero, John Jaso. People are getting used to seeing this from him. Game-winning RBI for the Mariners. Sacrifice fly into right as Kawasaki will slide in with the game-winning run.
What a finish last night. An improbable finish. Mariners were dead to rights by Doug Fister the entire game. Doug was outstanding. Tonight we get Kevin Millwood, who's had some success over the years against the Detroit Tigers, and he's going against one of the premier pitchers in the game in Justin Verlander.
Well, you look at the ERA at a 2.38, opponent's average just 184. Verlander, four-seamer, he'll be close to 100 miles an hour. Two-seamers in the mid-90s. Also throws a curveball. We'll mix in a changeup along with that. But as Dave mentioned, the Mariners have had success against him. I think the big thing is you have to make the man work early, see if you can get his pitch count up and get him out of there. Although they've had success, we're talking about one of the premier pitchers in the game.
He's a guy that can get up and around 130 pitches and still be in the ballgame as he has been earlier this year. Got to get an update on Blake Bevan as we take a look at our Lexus pitching matchup. Our update on Blake Bevan coming up with Brad and Bill. Glad you're with us for Mariner Baseball. Sky's starting to brighten up a little bit around Safeco Field. Game 2 of this series straight ahead.
By Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting the classic rock and roll of Creedence Clearwater Revisited, May 25th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Well, started off a nice day out there at Elki. Temperature getting close to 70. Clouds roll in, but the sun peeking through here tonight, so it's trying. It's trying here, Bill. Welcome back. It is Brad and Bill getting you set for Game 2 of the set between the Tigers and the Mariners. And last night's starter, Blake Bevan. I tell you what, Bill, third inning, when Cabrera hits his elbow, you're thinking there's no way that guy's making his next turn. But he just might, because it sounded and looked bad.
Oh, this ball is leaned on, and it's all elbow. That did not hit him in the back. A tough way to get out of an inning with a double play ball. And Blake Bevan, he's one tough Texan, because this ball squares him up, and he didn't even flinch. He was just mad he had to come out of the ball game. You got to love the competitor in Blake Bevan. But I'll tell you something. You can get hit anywhere, including the head, and I've been hit everywhere. But I did get hit in the arm once, and the problem is if it compresses the tendon, and we don't know that. Even with the swelling going down, we don't know if it's if the tendon gets compressed, you could possibly tear that tendon if you pitch too soon. So that one happened to me. I ended up having to go on the DL. I hope that's not the case with Blake, but that is going to be the other lingering part of this problem.
Right, it's so obvious now he's going to try to throw by Friday. He said he'll know Friday if he'll be able to make his next start, which will be Sunday in New York. So you say you were hit everywhere, right? So
yeah, well, I mean, it's obvious I've been hit in the head a couple times.
I'm saying that explains a lot, Bill.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so Blake,
thank you.
Just hitting the elbow, Bill hit everywhere. There you go. When we come back, it's the first pitch on the way, of course. Dave and Mike will have that for you, as well as the lineups, Mariners and Tigers, right here on Root Sports.
Breezy early evening here in Seattle as we welcome you in to Safeco Field. Tonight, Game 2 of a 3-game set with the Detroit Tigers. Mariners have had their number so far this season. They've won 4 straight. Welcome, everybody. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and the Root Sports crew on hand here in beautiful Seattle, Washington, as we are about to start today's ball game with Kevin Millwood on the mound for the Mariners against Cy Young Award winner, the MVP from a year ago, Justin Verlander. Here's Austin Jackson. First pitch is ball 1. Brian Knight, the home plate umpire. Mike Winters at first. Mike Malinsky at second. And Wally Bell is at third. Here's a slicing drive to the gap. Austin Jackson can really run. Retrieving is Saunders. Jackson in with a leadoff double.
Take a look at the rest of the lineup for the Tigers. Austin Jackson hitting .318 coming into the game, so he'll add to that average. Then it's Dirks. Cabrera held hitless in last night's game. Fielder Young. Rayburn moves up in the lineup. He will hit 6. Peralta, Brendan Bosch still trying to get it going. The young outfielder hitting just .209. And then the veteran, Gerald Laird, will hit 9th and do the catching. Numbers for Millwood, a 5.34 ERA and 28 2/3 innings, 10 walks, 19 strikeouts. Opponent's average .304.
Early in games, Mikey's pitched his way into and out of trouble. He's limited damage. He hasn't given up too many big innings. Usually leaving with maybe a run or two early, and then he's settled down. It's been a pretty regular pattern so far. But he's getting rocketed here. To the gap, Ichiro slides, knocks it down. Andy Dirks with an RBI as Jackson scores easily from second. Andy Dirks 2 for 3 last night, and just that quickly, it's 1-0 Detroit.
Right to what you were talking about, Dave. Millwood having a tough time early in the game, commanding his fastball. This pitch, middle of the plate, hit hard by Dirks. Top 2 hitters for the Tigers have really swung the bat well. We mentioned .318 for Jackson. Dirks came into the game hitting .333, and again, he'll add to that with that base hit. So Kevin Millwood having to settle down early in the game. Typically, it's fastball early. He pitches up in the zone. He's going to have to find a way to work the edges a little bit. And now he's getting into the tough part of the lineup with Cabrera, Fielder, and Young coming up.
Strike 1 to Cabrera. 3 home runs, 13 for 35 against Millwood, a .371 clip. There are his numbers to date. Home run and RBI leader for the Tigers. Ackley will scoop to Ryan. There's 1, and Ryan, nice job to get airborne and turn to 2. Well done. Cabrera not a fast runner, which really helped.
An excellent turn. The ball was not hit hard. Ackley gets it. Underhand flip, and then Brendan Ryan coming across the bag as Dirks goes in to break it up. Has to leave his feet, but he has plenty of arm to turn the double play.
A quick 2 outs here is Prince. Fielder 1 for 2 against Millwood. He hit a long, low slung rocket for a foul ball last night. 2 for 4 on the night. The 2 hits he got were bloops to the left side. Base hit.
Take a look at the defense playing behind Kevin Millwood tonight. In the outfield, Carpin left. Saunders is in center field. Ichiro out and right. And on the infield, Kyle Seeger, the third baseman. Ryan at shortstop. Ackley at second base. Justin Smoke still trying to get things going. He will be at first base. And Jesus Montero, one of the heroes last night, will do the catching.
57 degrees here in Seattle. They're calling the wind at 2. Mike, I think you want to disagree with me on that one?
On the
wind?
wind?
Join in, not buying at 2 miles an hour?
Unless there's a fan blowing into this booth that I can't see.
It's coming straight in from center field.
It seemed like it picked up right about the time we were going on air.
2-0 to Dillman Young. Dillman hitting in the 5-hole. 6 for 15 against Millwood. Millwood making his 16th start against Detroit. First since September 2010. 4-5 record. 4.05 ERA. Ball and 2 strikes to Young. He's the DH.
And for Millwood, his fastball will be 91, 92 miles an hour. He'll throw a cutter, try to sink it at times. Also mix in a slider. Will be in the low 80s and a changeup.
Three and 1. Up high, and Millwood walks Dillman Young. And the sixth hitter will be coming to the plate, second baseman Ryan Rayburn.
Rayburn is really off to a tough start. He has 71 at bats, hitting just 127. Millwood would like to continue that. He has his struggles here early in the season. It's 0 for 4 in last night's game.
Double play, the best thing that's happened to Millwood so far in the first inning. Ball 1 to Rayburn.
Michael Saunders shading Rayburn towards right field. They're straight up on the infield. There you can see Saunders shaded a little bit.
Okay, outside. 2-0. Jim Leyland, his club last night, had that game in hand until Octavio Dotel had an unaccustomed meltdown. That's Lloyd McClendon to the right of your screen, a long time coach with Jim Leyland. He's the batting coach for Detroit. Now Millwood goes to 3-0. On deck, Johnny Peralta. Two men on, pitch in there for strike, 3-1. Rick Wedge, no doubt pleased by what happened last night. He was particularly pleased by Iwakuma's performance. There's a strike.
I thought Iwakuma was excellent last night. Probably the best job we've seen from him, including spring training, of changing speeds. Was taking a lot off of his breaking ball. I think it really helped his fastball, which was around 91, 92 miles an hour.
Brendan Ryan said his split was ridiculous. Very good pitch last night. Payoff. Walked him. Bases loaded. So Millwood has walked the last two hitters. He's given up a run on 3 hits. Now we'll face Johnny Peralta. Johnny 2 for 4 last night. This may be the roughest inning that Millwood's had. He can get out of here with 1 run to be a crowning achievement.
Well, even with the back-to-back walks, he's only at 18 pitches. Tigers came out aggressive, swinging the bats with Jackson and Dirks. He was able to get the double play ball that you mentioned off of Cabrera.
They're loaded up. Ball 1. Here's the strike, 1-1. Made some nice plays at shortstop. Got a strong arm, as you would expect. 1-1 pitch, bases loaded. 2-1. They get Prince Fielder at third, Dillman Young at second, and Ryan Rayburn at first. Up to his neck in trouble is Kevin Millwood. 2-1. Center field. Saunders tracking. And after all of that, Kevin Millwood gets a nice round of applause from the soldiers from Fort Lewis. Gives up just 1 run and leaves the bases loaded. Well, tonight, the Mariners get to see one of the best in the business, Justin Verlander. He's the reigning Cy Young Award winner in the American League and the MVP. Let's take a look at the Mariners batting order for this evening.
Thank you, Dave. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Chevron. Leading things off, it'll be Dustin Ackley, then it's Brendan Ryan, Ichiro, Montero with a big double in last night's ball game. Then it's Kyle Seager, John Jay, so the DH tonight. Hitting .313 on the year. Smoke, Carp, and then Saunders will hit 9th. Numbers for Verlander, pretty impressive. 2-1 record, but a 2.38 ERA, 42 strikeouts, just 9 walks. Opponent's average only 184 on the year. Again, four-seam fastball will be in the upper 90s. Throws a two-seamer mid to low 90s. And also will mix in a curveball and a changeup.
Dustin Ackley leading off.
One of the interesting things that Verlander started to do last year is early in the game, his fastball would be 93, 94 in that area, and as the game would move on, his velocity would actually go up.
Back up this way off the bat of Ackley. Mariners have won all 4 games against Detroit. 3 a couple of weeks ago in Detroit and last night. There were the numbers for Mr. Verlander here at Safeco Field. Game under 500. And that ERA is pretty blown up.
Yeah, Mariners have had success against him. They did not face him when they were in Detroit.
Line drive going right to Jackson. 1 out.
Take a look at the defense for the Tigers in tonight's game. Easy play for Jackson out in center field. Left field, it's Andy Dirks. Brennan Bosch, the right fielder tonight. And on the infield, Miguel Cabrera over at third base. Peralta and Rayburn up the middle. Prince Fielder, the first baseman. And Gerald Laird will do the catching.
Gerald Laird in there with Alex Avila's got some knee difficulties. He will not be available tonight or tomorrow. Here's Brendan Ryan. Talking to Laird before the game. It's his second tour of duty with Detroit. Asked him about Verlander. He says he's so much more pitcher now than the first time a few years ago when Laird was last with Detroit. You mentioned, Mike, all the command of so many pitches, just like we're used to seeing Fielder. Just like Fielder. Felix, yeah.
Again, for Verlander, his velocity, it'll stay down in the low 90s until he feels like he gets in trouble early. Then he'll amp it up. There's 93 miles an hour. But later in the game, his velocity typically goes up. He likes to pitch deep into games. He's one of the best in the business. He really has a good idea. He's just not coming out trying to throw 100 like he used to a few years ago.
He has not pitched fewer than 6 innings in any game so far this year. That Bender misses. He's going in 8th inning. Let's see. Going in 8 innings, twice into the 9th. Another, so 3 times. Boy, look at that. 8th inning, 8 1/3, 9 innings, 2 6s and an 8. Impressive. He walks Brendan Ryan. Coming in, 42 walks over 9, 42 strikeouts over 9 walks, so that's walk number 10.
Again for the Mariners, I think being patient early in the game, see where Verlander is at, try to get his pitch count up, possibly run him out of the game. If he's feeling good, they will let him go. 130 pitches, which is rare in today's game. You don't see many guys doing that.
Ball 1 to Ichiro. 16 for 48 with a home run against Verlander. That's then out of Virginia, the Tidewater area. Lives in Lakeland, Florida. 29 years old. Last 48 starts, 6 or more innings for Verlander. Numbers for Ichiro. This one, though, popped up. Second baseman taking charge, Rayburn. 2 outs. will be an interesting matchup. One of the heroes from last night, Jesus Montero, against Verlander. That ball he hit last night. He knew he was going to get a fastball, got it, and did something with it.
It was a tough at bat, too, just because Octavio Dotel, he was throwing hard, but he was just all over the place. And sometimes that can be an uncomfortable at bat, but he was able to hang in there. Just hit a line drive off the middle of the fence out by the 405 mark. Montero second on the club in RBI to Kyle Seager, who leads the team with 17. Montero was 16.
Ball one. First time Montero seeing Justin Verlander. Tuno. Ryan, a small lead. Pitch. Breaking ball. Pulled it.
Another one of the things that makes Verlander so tough. Montero gets into a hitter's count, 2-0. Drops a breaking ball in there at 85 miles an hour.
Two outs, bottom of the first. And another one.
Took even more off of that one. That one at 82.
Mariners have seen their share of changeups over the last 10-15 games. It's been remarkable. Advanced scouting is something else. See Ryan back. He only had about a 3-step lead. Brendan 0 for 2 in base stealing so far. Count stays at 2-2. Righties are hitting 217 against Verlander. Left-handers 160. Just staying alive.
So far, Verlander's best fastball. That one at 96 miles an hour.
Verlander set 2-2 to Montero. On full. See what he comes back with here. 3-2. Montero. Breaking ball. Swung on a miss. Tagged by Laird. That'll do it for the Mariners in the first. So he was susceptible to the breaking ball in that at bat against Verlander. 1-0 Tigers.
Menting here at the Ford Sports Desk, and it was a memorable night between the Rangers and the Baltimore Orioles. It was the Josh Hamilton show. He comes to the plate of the 8th inning. He already has 3 home runs and a double in his pocket. And would you believe it? It was just that kind of night. He hits his league-leading 14th home run, 4th of the game, just the 16th player in history to do so. He finished 5 for 5 with 8 RBI. It's our Sterling Banks score, 10-3 the final. Again, 16th with 4 home runs. No one has ever hit 5 in a game. 18 total bases. He was due up 7th in the top of the 9th, but he didn't get there, Dave.
Wow, that is something else, and he moves to the top of all the offensive categories: batting average, home runs, RBIs, total bases, up there in hits too, and his batting average to the moment, with the conclusion of that game, 406. Dan Wilson joins us right now. Glad you didn't have to pitch to him today. Here's a little blooper, and Karp has to play it on the hop. So Dan Wilson, good to have you with us. Good to see you again. How'd you like to try to pitch to Mr. Hamilton tonight?
I'll tell you what, I've suffered through enough of those 4 home run games. One time was one of my teammates, Mike Cameron, but the other time I was catching when Mark Whitten hit 4 home runs, and that's a long night. There isn't much you can throw up there that he's not going to hit hard. So,
is that when you were with Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Yeah. Young kid putting the wrong fingers down there.
Absolutely.
You were there 16 times it's happened, 4 home runs, and you've seen 2 of them live and up in Technicolor, huh?
That's right. Thankfully, Lou was here in Seattle when I was giving him up in Cincinnati. That'd have been a long night.
There's Gerald Laird, the catcher. Brennan Bosch aboard with a base hit to left. Millwood got out of all kinds of trouble in the first inning, giving up just 1 run, left the bases loaded, but Bosch takes over, hit and run, and it's fouled off. You ever see a veteran pitcher melt down the way Dotel did last night?
Oh, it's rare, I tell you. You know, a lot of times a veteran will be able to find something that'll get him locked back in, but you know, Dotel just wasn't able to do that last night.
It's to Laird, gets the outside corner. 1-2. Gerald got a ring last year as a member of the St. Louis Cardinals. Backing up Yadier Molina. 1-2. Ooh, a throw it Dutch special. Look out. Had Blake Bevan get hit on the throwing elbow last night.
Take a look at this fastball. Set up away. Runs back probably in the middle of the plate as Laird lines it back up the middle.
With the 8 and 9 men have reached back to the top of the order, and Austin Jackson.
Austin Jackson doubled to lead the game off, ended up scoring the 1 run for the Tigers.
He's 7 for his last 14. Shows bunt, takes a ball.
A little bit unusual to see the bunt in order. He's here in the 2nd inning, but maybe not with Verlander on the mound, trying to get a couple of extra runs for him and then turn it over to their ace.
It's the bunt down. Seager will take it. Sacrifice 5-4. Runners move up. One out, runners at 2nd and 3rd. Celebrate Mother's Day. Do it early tomorrow at 7:10 when the Mariners take on these Tigers in the series finale. First 10,000 women receive a Mariners necklace. We're going to throw in a Safeco Field diamond for you as well. So get your tickets for Mom and the entire family right now at any Mariners team store or Mariners.com. Andy Dirk swinging a hot bat. RBI single to right field. He's 7 for his last 13. Millwood in a jam again, this time with one out, runners at second and third, and in Montero trying to get everything squared away. Veteran pitcher, young catcher. Pitcher's calling his own game, and how do you work the young kid in?
Well, you know, obviously Millwood's got an idea what he wants to do. Perhaps Jesus is not putting that down. So, you know, a good chance for Jesus to go out there and find out exactly what Kevin's thinking. And, you know, it's a crucial situation here. Early in the ball game, you're trying to keep them and keep this game in check.
Misses inside to Dirks.
How long does it take, Dan? I think the easy thing is for Jesus to get together with Kevin before the game, and they go through the scouting report and what he wants to do. But as the game goes on, Dirks swinging on a first pitch fastball, lining it to right field. How long does it take before a guy?
Boy, he's hot.
He
down
is hot.
the line in the corner. That's going to get two. Scoring is Bias, scoring is Laird to second base with a 2-run double as Andy Dirks. He's driven in 3 runs, and the Tigers building on their lead.
Well, Kevin goes with an off-speed pitch. Looks like a breaking ball that he hits hard. 84 miles an hour down the right field line. Really, when you look at the Tigers, the first 4 hitters in their lineup are all swinging the bat extremely well. And they're the ones that are making life miserable for Kevin Millwood right now.
Here's a drive to deep right center field. He throws there. Off the bat of Miguel Cabrera. Boy, he could touch him up.
My point is how long does it take as far as experience goes, or can you even tell, is everybody different when you watch a hitter and maybe you get away from that game plan? In other words, the game plan's not working tonight. We need to make a change and make it now.
Yeah, you know, I think that just comes with experience. I don't know if there's a certain amount of time it takes for a guy, but Jesus Montero obviously learning a lot this year, getting a chance now with Miguel on the DL to catch a little bit more. So, you know, you hope that experience and that learning curve speeds up a little bit for him. But, you know, first you sort of learn the basics of calling the game, and then you got to sort of understand and learn each pitcher and your staff. And so Jesus is definitely going through a lot of these things right now. He's got a lot in his head on trying to figure out exactly how to call a ball game.
Millwood taking some time right now. Look at Prince Fielder with 2 outs and a couple of runs in, and now another conference.
Each of those trips been pretty quick. It looks like maybe that's just maybe a sign mix-up or something along those lines. But, you know, Jesus getting a chance to learn from Kevin, a guy who's been around, and it's got to benefit him in the long run.
3-0 Detroit. Andy Dirks, the left fielder, has driven in all 3 runs. There's Dirks at second. Hold the string on him, 1-1. Fielder, a durable player. Averaged about 157 games per season during his big league career. And as you know, he's got tremendous power. Boy, they're just having all kinds of problems. It's the most visits, Mike, we've probably seen in a half inning, right?
Yeah, and I'm not so sure that maybe if it's pitches or location or what the case may be with him. I think right now Kevin Millwood, the veteran, he has the left-hander Prince Fielder with a base open, and Delman Young, who is off to a slower start, the right-handed hitter on deck, and maybe they're going to discuss that a little bit more and how they want to basically stay away from Fielder.
Yeah, you don't want to give him anything to hit here with this first base open.
Off the bat, into the bat, Seager gives the fan a souvenir, who drops it.
He hasn't thrown him a fastball yet, and I think if he keeps the pitches down and the off-speed pitches down, if he wants to hack at him, let him go ahead and do it.
Dirks at second, 2 outs, 1-2 to Fielder. 2-2. Long look by Millwood on this cloud evening. 2-2 to Fielder. Outside. Full count.
A couple of fastballs there, Mike. Like you were saying, he probably wants to go to that off-speed pitch, keep those fastballs away from him so he can't get him in, not anywhere near the strike zone. Probably going to go back to that off-speed stuff right here.
Three and two to Fielder. And he's aboard. Third walk by Millwood. They'll bring up Delman Young. 2 outs. See if Kevin can get him. First time up, Delman walked. First of the 3 free passes.
40th pitch for Kevin coming up.
Strike one. That's what Millwood's done to this point. Desperate to get a third out here. 2 on. He's ahead. Delman Young 0-2. Delman coming over from Minnesota last August 15th. Had a good postseason with 5 postseason home runs. I think both guys are getting pretty exasperated.
A couple of sliders to start out Young. First one more of a get me over. The second one a good down and away swing and a miss pitch. So Kevin probably got a pretty good idea what he wants to do. 0-2 here.
Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Hit hard, left center field. Coming around to score is Dirks. Coming around third is Fielder. He'll score easily. 2-run double. Delman Young, 5-0 Detroit. That ball got blistered. Carl Willis, pitching coach, coming out.
And this is another off-speed pitch. Just centered in the middle of the plate. Delman Young jumps all over it. You can see the pitch is elevated about belt high.
So Fielder scores all the way from first. Watched him last night go first to third. Cuts the bags pretty well, and for his girth, he can move. Carl Willis, go get him. Quick speech, 5-0. Millwood's been banged around for 7 hits. He's walked 3. The walk this inning is scored. And he's about to face his 8th hitter in the inning. Delman Young, 2-run double. There's Ryan Rayburn. That one got Montero. Strike one. Rayburn walked in the first inning. Tigers sent 7 men to the plate in that inning. Long inning. 1 to Rayburn. Had a great spring, Rayburn, but struggle continues day 1 here in the regular season. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Rayburn 0 for his last 7. Delman Young takes his lead. Struck him out. That'll do it. Damage done. Andy Dirks, a 2-run double. Delman Young, a 2-run double. It's 5-0 Detroit as we go to the home second. Try to make sure the rookie catcher and the rookie and the veteran pitcher on the mound are on the same page here. Mariners in a hole early, 5-0 Detroit. Mariners are flashing back to the 50s. Saturday, May 26th. Turn back the clock day. Team will wear the retro Rainiers uniforms, and the first 20,000 fans take home a classic 50s poster courtesy of Seattle Magazine. Get your tickets to join the Seattle Safeco Field Sock Hop. Mariners.com. You're going to love the poster, too. Kyle Seager to lead it off here in the home second. Seager, Jaso, and Smoke against Justin Verlander, who's got a 5-0 lead. (2-0). Seager facing Verlander for the first time. Easy first inning for Verlander. Walking a strikeout. Didn't give up a hit. There's the first hit. Thrown up by Kyle Seager out of the box hard. Brennan Bosch, good throwing arm, is going to be tested. Throw to second is offline. A leadoff double for Kyle Seager. Got ahead in the count, 2-0. And that's the Mariners' first hit this evening.
This is a good start for the Mariners. Kyle Seager, again, one of the hottest hitters in their lineup. Gets a fastball in the middle of the plate, hits it hard down into the corner. Although the Mariners are behind 5-0, all you can do is chip away at it in the leadoff double. Always a good start.
John Jaso, game-winning sac fly last night. Eric Wedge asked about Jaso. What do you like about him? He says good hands, good athlete, puts up good ABs. He puts them up late in the ball game, and that he has. Finds a hole, base hit. Seager, stop sign as Bosch in short right field. And the Mariners' first 2 men have reached. John Jaso DHing tonight comes through.
As Dave mentioned, he's been swinging the bat well. He's such a short swing. I think it's one of the things that helped him out when he wasn't playing, getting that rare opportunity to pinch hit. Able to put the ball in play, has to hustle back and touch the base when the ball comes back in. But see Kyle Seager coming around. You're not going to send him when you're down 5-0 and nobody out. It's a good opportunity for Justin Smoak. See if they can get him going.
You know it. 1 for 2. It's a home run against Verlander. Big swing and a miss.
Interesting, Mike, isn't it? As you mentioned early in the ballgame, Verlander doesn't have the velocity early on that he will later in the ballgame. The pitch to Seager that he hit down in the corner, 91 miles an hour. Kyle able to get on top of that and drive it. That pitch there, 94. As an on-deck hitter, that's a tough adjustment.
There's one at 96, even a little bit higher. It is, because when you're on deck, one of your jobs is to try to time the pitcher, watch what he's doing. You think you have an idea, and all of a sudden that velocity jumps up. As you mentioned, from that last pitch to what Kyle hit, 5 miles an hour.
Nobody out. Runners at the corners. Jaso, not a fast runner, diving back in. High to Smoak.
Always been one of the things that impresses me about the really good ones. Not everybody can throw 97, 98 miles an hour like Verlander can, but you have those certain guys that, for whatever reason, somehow they find a way to make a pitch to get themselves out of trouble.
2-1 popped up. Out of play, 2-2.
Good change up there from Verlander. But, you know, Danny, I mean, they just have a knack for it. You can go from him to Jamie Moyer. You know, they just have a way to make some pitches. It doesn't mean that they're going to be perfect all the time, but they get into trouble. They just find a way to control the damage.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing here. I mean, first couple pitches, 91. Now he gets a couple guys on. Now we're right to 96. We're back to pitching and making those good pitches.
2-2 popped up again. Starving for some hits, Justin Smoak. On the homestand, just 1 for 13. So we got Seager at third and Jaso at first with nobody out. 5-0 Detroit. Took him out. 97. Took him and amping it up.
Yeah, that's his best fastball so far. 97 miles an hour.
So what Mike Carp can do with a couple of men on and 1 out. Carp 0 for 2 with a strikeout yesterday. On a strength. Strike 1. Carp 0 for 2 against Verlander in previous meetings. Back up the middle. Peralta takes him right to the bag. And they get the double play. Verlander gives up a double and a single. Strikeout, double play out of the inning. 5-0 Detroit. Big Army dose of applause and appreciation. Soldiers from Fort Lewis are here in attendance tonight. Hey, gang. Thank you for your service. Good to have those folks here. 7, 8, 9 coming up here for Detroit in the top of the third. Johnny Peralta, Brendan Bosch, and Gerald Laird. Kevin Millwood's been touched up for 5 runs on 7 hits. He's walked 3, struck out 1. For all the fly descenters, first time up. Here's the 2-0. Millwood facing a Detroit team 6th in batting, 9th in runs scored, 10th in hits, 8th in homers.
And you can see his 50th pitch coming up, working here in the third. The interesting thing, this might be one of those games, Dave, because Bevan getting hit on the arm yesterday, Iwakuma having to throw 3 innings, and Charlie Ferber's ended up getting some work. Nice
comebacker.
He may be out there for a little bit. There you go. Fastball on the outside corner, hit right back up the middle.
A lot more fortunate than Blake Bevan. Talked to Blake today. His elbow pretty blown up, as you would expect, but it's come down a lot since last night. He had to sleep with his elbow elevated. He's hoping to make his next start. There's Bosch. It's a breaking ball for a strike. He singled to left and scored on the Andy Dirks double. It's back in the 2nd inning. Wind picking up, blowing in from center field. To Bosch.
Good fastball there on the inside part of the plate after that first pitch curveball. Kind of lulled him to sleep and then gave that good hard fastball on the inside part of the plate.
Curious to see if he goes to that a little bit more, Dan. We haven't seen too many fastballs inside yet. That pitch ended up out over the plate, but at least they wanted to go inside. Montero setting up in there. But we didn't see that in the first couple of innings. Might be something that he has to switch up to. It probably makes his off-speed pitches a little bit better.
Yeah, it does. You know, the more you work in there, I think with a left-handed hitter, a little bit easier to get in there on that side of the plate. But you're right, it does make that breaking ball that much better.
Here's the 0-2. Back. Bosch, talented right fielder. Very slow start for him. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 call. Second strikeout for Millwood. 2 down here in the 3rd. We're talking about Blake Bevan. Look and listen to this. And him on the elbow. And look at this comeback. Said he threw it about 92. He said he thought it came back at about 102. And then I asked Blake, I said, you were very stoic coming off the mound. He said, well, I got 2 brothers, big brothers. They're about 11 and 12 years older than I am, and they used to beat the heck out of me. Don't show any pain. Don't show me you're scared. So I wasn't going to show that I was hurt when I was walking off the mound. Montero's asking him, are you okay? Are you okay? And he just gritted his teeth and just kept on walking right up into the clubhouse. Bouncing ball that Ryan will take care of. Throws across and gets Gerald Laird. 1-2-3 inning for Millwood in the 3rd. Mariners trail 5-0. Field here at Safeco Field. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and Dan Wilson. Time for AT&T trivia question on this date in '68. Catfish Hunter, perfect game. Hit 2 home runs versus the Twins. Here's the question: in the Baseball Hall of Fame, National Museum, what cap is he wearing in the Hall of Fame? The A's, Yankees, both teams, or neither team? I'm going with D, neither team. Michael Saunders.
Really?
Fouls it off. Absolutely. Going with neither team.
Saying that was a confidence.
I'm saying with a lot of conviction. That's been a quandary. That's been an issue for a lot of guys who've gone in the last few years. You know, Winfield was one.
Right.
As Norm Crosby used to call Catfish cat food hunter. Comedian Mr. Malaprop. Catfish is a great pitcher. Verlander 1-1.
Apparently could swing the bat too.
A couple of home runs.
2 bombs in a perfect game. And had a double. Talk about having a day. Woo.
I'm going Yankees.
Okay. Down and in.
He was the first free agent, was he not?
Reggie was, I believe. But well, let me think. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, he was. Reggie was. Oh, I think you're right. I think
he went to Oakland, right, as the first free agent?
No. He went Oakland, New York.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oakland, New York. Popped up. Bosch calling everybody off. He's got a good look at it, and he makes the play.
I don't know, Dave. I think since you and I are tied on the year, and you said that with a lot of conviction, I'm just going to roll with you tonight.
There you go.
How about that? Play the game.
It's out of the order.
Because I have no idea.
Here are the results rolling in. Let's see.
Yeah.
We got A's 43. Neither team.
Neither team out in front.
Yeah.
Ackley leading off the Mariners. Home first, fly to center. Verlander tonight's given up 2 hits. Both came in the second inning. Leadoff double Seager. Jaso followed with a single to right. Set up first and third. Strike out of Smoke. Carp hit into a double play. 2-0. Right in front of Rick Riz. I'm sure he was reaching. And Banner Bank building to the future. Leading off, it fits Mr. Ackley quite well. Slapped into left field for a base hit. 3rd hit of the night for the Mariners. Lee Dirks gets it back in.
Dustin gets a changeup. Keep his hands back long enough. A solid line drive into left field.
It's all these left-handers that Justin's going to see tonight. That changeup's going to be an important pitch for him. That one right there looked like maybe even it was above the belt. That makes it real easy for Dustin to just throw his hands on it and punch it into left.
Ryan a walk first time. Ackley diving back safely. He's 2 out of 3. Michael Saunders leads the club. 3 stolen bases. Not a lot of running going on with the Mariners this year. Strike 1 to Ryan. Tigers start today 3 games behind first place Cleveland. Tigers in second place. Century Lake high speed pitch. Verlander at 97. A couple of big strikeouts. He retired Montero with a strikeout to end the first and got the first out of the second inning with Smoke. Strikeout. 2-1. Ryan can't catch up. 2-2. Breaking ball, was able to hold up. He did, said Mike Winters.
It's a slurve at 79 miles an hour. I think he held up. I don't think he went after that.
Ryan up on that bat. Payoff pitch. Do it again. Ichiro's on deck. Popped out the second in his first at bat. Mariners riding a 3-game winning streak. Beat Detroit 4 straight and 15 of the last 22 since the start of the 2010 season. Trailing no 5-0 here. Home third pitch. It's number 8 coming up.
And then Ryan putting up a pretty good fight. Dave mentioned he's seen 7 pitches. But surprised to see Verlander throw him a 3-2 breaking ball when he's up 5-0. That's such a good fastball, Dan.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that early in this ball game. With Montero in the first inning, came back behind in the count with a couple of breaking balls.
Doubled up, 3-2 pitch. Out back. Hey guys, what about the hands tonight? A little chilly. They're calling it 57. I'd say real field's about 47. This guy's throwing pretty hard. He's amping up as high as 97.
I think the guys overall that they should be fine. I don't see that being an issue for him tonight. I know it wouldn't be for Dan. Chicago, Minnesota, the Gophers.
Hit the other way, and Ackley was moving with the pitch. So the Mariners have first and third. Fielder couldn't cover up the hole. So 1 out, runners at the corners.
Really good at bat for Brendan Ryan. Had to battle him. 8-pitch at bat. Verlander throwing everything he had at him, including 97 miles an hour, which is what this last fastball is. And with Dustin Ackley on the move, fielder not able to get to it, so you have a first and third situation with just 1 out. Brendan Ryan, since being moved up to hitting second, he looks like he's starting to come around. He's doing some things. I think for him more than anything, if he can get into situations where he hit and runs or he's able to get a bunt down, take some pitches, I think that'll help him. He feels more a part of what's going on.
Well, in that situation right there, you're trying to use that hole, holding Ackley on at first base, getting his mindset is right field there. Got really a nice fastball, 97 down about knee high on the outside part of the plate. And just like you're talking about, didn't try to do too much, just shot that ball to right field for a base hit. So a good spot for him in the lineup.
Ichiro behind 0-2.
Well, I go back to watching Brendan last year when he was having success, and that's when he was having it, hitting second and hitting the ball the other way, up the middle a lot more. Early in the season with his struggles, he's pulling off the ball a lot, Dan, and just trying to do too much. And I think this settles him in to where he's thinking more about what he needs to do.
0-2 to Ichiro. That's going to get down. That's going to score Ackley. Ryan will get the third RBI. Ichiro. Mariners on the board. It's 5-1 Detroit. Ichiro, 2-strike hitting, picks up an RBI, his 13th. And with that base hit, Ichiro ties Harry Hooper for number 100 on the all-time hit list.
And it's an important base hit, I think, more than anything, to get that runner in from third against Verlander. They had an opportunity first and third earlier in the game. Back in the second inning, weren't able to get any runs in. And right now, you just have to peck away at that lead that the Tigers have. So when you get these situations, you have to cash them in.
Amy getting us up to speed with the number of hits for Ichiro for the season. For his career, 2,466. Ties Harry Hooper, 100th all-time. There's Ichiro, and next on the list is the big hurt Frank Thomas. He is 2 away from him. Number 99. Dribbler, Ryan holds. Ichiro to second. Here's out number 2. So runners at second and third, 2 outs. A run in here in the third inning. It's Seattle's best dinner and show special. Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package night. Next one is set for tomorrow at 7:10 against these Tigers. It's going to get you a hot dog, a Pepsi, and a ticket to see Ichiro Felix and the Mariners for as low as $15 a seat. Complete details go to mariners.com/specials. Here's Kyle Seager, started today, number 2 in the American League. Runners in scoring position, batting average of .455. Evan Longoria leads the way at .550. Seager with a leadoff double in the second inning. Got ahead in the count 2-0.
Now 2 breaking balls to start Kyle out here. First pitch misses, and then he throws a doozy curveball there, about 79 miles an hour, down in the strike zone. Good pitch.
Second and third, a run in, 2 outs.
A lot of times if a pitcher misses with that first one, they'll throw it again to try to get it in there the second time, and that's what Verlander did on that first 2 pitches.
Good count for Seager, 2-1. Three and 1.
Verlander not happy. He wanted that fastball at 98 miles an hour. Take a look at the tracer. Looks like it was right there on the inside corner. John Jaso waiting on deck. He already has a base hit in the game.
So what Seager can do here. 3-1 from Verlander. And he delivers a base hit. Here comes Ryan and Ichiro right behind him. Kyle Seager. 2 more RBIs. Mariners back in this ball game. 5-3. Number 2 hitter in the American League. Runners in scoring position. Kyle Seager checks in with 2 more RBIs in his second hit tonight.
This is a really impressive at bat for me. I think you look at it, he gets in a 3-1 count. You have Verlander, you're expecting him to throw 100 miles an hour. He actually throws him a changeup. And we saw this earlier over the weekend where Kyle Seager ahead in the count gets a pitch running away from him and hits it hard back up the middle. Dan, so many times young hitters will roll over on that pitch.
Seager to second in there safely. 3 for 3 on the season. Now tied with Michael Saunders for the team lead.
And that's the reason why you call that pitch in that situation, right? You have a tough left-handed hitter up there. You try to get him to roll over it, but he's really shown some good discipline.
Yeah, he really has. He stayed right on that ball. Like you're saying, Mike, that's a pitch that's running away from him. And he stayed on that and just drove it right back up the middle. And you're right, with a guy who's throwing 98, you would expect that fastball, but he was right on that changeup.
Fastball to Jaso, 1-1. John with a base hit to right his first time up. 6th hitter to the plate here for the Mariners. On 1. Breaking ball for strike.
Well, on the other part, not only just cashing in these runners, but they have Verlander now here pitching in the third. 63 pitches for him.
Seager to runner at second. 1-2 to Jaso. Breaking ball. Did he go? Did not, said Wally Bell. 2-2.
Take a look at the breaking ball. See, it looked like Jason was able to hold up. That was a nasty breaking ball, too. Probably the hardest one that Verlander has thrown.
Somebody just get run. Ryan Knight. He warned somebody. Might be Leland. He said, "You're gone." He said, "Not another word." And then he ran him. Getting his money's worth.
Well, I think it goes back to that called strike on Seager, and then the check swing there. Just a little bit too much for Jim Leland to take in.
Ryan Knight, the home plate umpire, runs Jim Leland.
Well, take a look at the check swing on the hard breaking ball in the dirt. Shortly after that, Wally Bell, the third base umpire, saying it was not a swing. They were in up running Leland.
And Jaso takes a call. Ball 3, and now,
well,
Verlander was saying some things earlier, and now Prince Fielder and Cabrera coming in, and they're telling Brian Knight that Verlander's really upset. Boy, I tell you what, I never saw Fielder and Cabrera move so quickly to protect their pitcher. Came flying in from their respective corners.
Well, I think it goes back again. There's the pitch before to Kyle Seager that he wanted. It was a good fastball in the inside corner. It wasn't called. Then you had the check swing from Jaso, and quite frankly, that last pitch to Jaso looked like a strike also. And I think when you're the reigning Cy Young Award winner, the MVP of the league last year, I don't think you're going to complain too much on pitches off the plate, but when you're throwing them on the plate, you certainly would like to get a few of the calls, and right now it's not going Verlander's way. And they've already, Brian Knight, the home plate umpire, has already heard it from the manager.
And running.
Yeah, and Verlander's not too far behind.
3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, just got a piece of it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch Verlander as he walks off at the end of the inning here, crossing that line. See what happens between he and Knight at that point. There may be some words exchanged.
Oh, you can.
How much conversation is going on with Laird and Brian Knight right now?
Well, Laird's trying to ease it off of, he's trying to take the attention off of Verlander.
Here we go. 3-2 pitch to Jaso. Stays alive. That's some fastball there at 98.
Well, take a look at this fastball to Kyle Seager that was not called a strike. Verlander clearly was not happy about it. It looks like it runs on the inside corner, and according to Tracer, it was there. Laird holding it for a long time, Dan.
Yeah, and when the catcher holds it for a long time, that means he thought it was a strike.
3-2 pitch. Struck him out. Let's watch if there's any interaction here. Verlander looking, not real pleased. Brian Knight does a smart thing, looks the other way. Mariners do get on the board. It's 5-3 Detroit. You buy Jack in a Box. Right now at Jack in a Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. By Ford, we are local. And by Pizza Hut, it's back. Pizza Hut's famous Cheesy Bites Pizza, only $11.99 and only at your Pizza Hut. At the Arboretum, the Azaleas near the University of Washington, just gorgeous. Beautiful. So we got some high emotions going on here, boys. You got the Jim Leyland now watching in the clubhouse. Verlander, the reigning MVP and Cy Young Award winner, very hacked off at the home plate umpire, Brian Knight. And Kevin Millwood back in this game now, 5-3.
And that's exactly what Kevin has to look at. He is back in this game now, so hopefully he can settle down, make some pitches. That's a good pitch.
1-2 to Jackson. Starts a third time through the order for Detroit. against Millwood. Jackson, Dirks, and Cabrera. One-two pitch. How many pitches has he thrown coming on the inside corner here tonight thus far, boys? What do you think?
I haven't seen any to the right-handed hitters, and just a few to the lefties.
2-2.
Tried right there and missed down. 62 pitches so far for Millwood.
He's got a full count to Jackson. Get a lot off it. Strikes him out. The third K of the night for Millwood. We're in the fourth. Here's Angie Menton.
Rays visiting the Yankees, and James Shields trying to become the first American League pitcher to 6 wins. Bottom of the fourth inning, Raul Ibanez hits a high shot into the right field seats. That sends Nick Swisher home. 2-0 Yankees. Ibanez added his second home run in the seventh. Yankees go on to win at 5-3. James Shields drops to 5-1 on the season. Dave?
All right, Angie, thank you very much. There's Andy Dirks on fire. 2 for 2, 3 RBI. First inning single. Brought home Jackson, who led off the game with the double. And Andy went right side again, doubling in 2. 0-2. Millwood's ahead of him quickly. Great third inning for the Mariners. Ichiro the big RBI, and Seager singling 2 more. Millwood ahead 1-2.
Mike, you mentioned Millwood coming out here this inning and now back in the ball game. I think it's important for the Mariners here to shut down the Detroit Tigers and keep that momentum on their side. They jump back with 3 runs against Verlander. Important here to hold them this inning, get back in that dugout and continue to chip away.
1-2.
Well, I think the other part of that too is probably goes to getting the confidence up for Kevin also to get him deeper into this game. You want to get back in there and swing the bats, but I think it's important for Kevin to do the same thing.
2-2 to Dirks. Ryan will charge and throw out Dirks for out number 2. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Make sure you catch a Mariners game this season from the All-Star Club Luxurious Lounge. It's located on Safeco Field Suite level, and you'll be able to enjoy first-class experience with an all-inclusive buffet, in-seat service, and you're going to feel like an all-star, a VIP, hey, maybe even the MVP. You name it. Get your tickets. Mariners.com/premium. Up and in to Cabrera. Bounced into a double play and lined out to right. Ryan, a couple steps into the outfield grass. Seager deep at third. Cabrera in the top 10 and runs batted in. He's got 22. Meets Detroit. Here's a high hop out of play. Millwood escaped what could have been an absolute disaster in the first inning. He gave up a run on 3 hits and left the bases loaded. Gave up 4 runs on 4 hits in the second inning. Hung a 0 up in the third and trying to do it again here in the fourth. Undershading towards right center for Cabrera. He's got terrific power all over. Off speed pitch, line right to Ackley. That'll do it. Good clean inning. 6, make that 7 in a row. Retired by Kevin Millwood. Mariners trail 5-3 as we go to the home fourth. Make it 4 in a row and 5 in a row against Detroit. Our trivia question, ATT. What cap is Catfish Hunter wearing in the Hall of Fame? I went with, and Mike rode with me on D. And Danny, you went with Yankees. Fans went with D. Survey says. Fans went with A, and it is D. New rules in '87 allowed a player to choose a cap. Hunter refused. Only Major League Baseball player elected but not inducted as a member of a specific team. 6 Negro League players have been inducted without a team designation. James Augustus Catfish Hunter. Hereford, North Carolina, as I remember. Farmer with a blank hat. There we go.
You guys are good.
The story goes he had great affection for Charlie O. Finley and George M. Steinbrenner. Didn't want to offend either one, so he went in with no logo. Smoke struck out on a 2-2 pitch first time up. Smoke, Carp, and Saunders, bottom third of the order. Broken bat, Loper left field. Might it sit down? It does. Fair ball.
Perfect.
However you can get them.
Perfect. Perfect. When you're struggling, you really don't care what it looks like. You just want to get a base hit. This is right off the end of the bat. Flips it down the line. Ball stays fair for him. A base hit for Justin Smoke Fair. Oh, I don't know, by 8 inches or so. But you really don't care. And sometimes something like that can get you going, Dan.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing that we're hopeful for, is that that's something that'll just lock him in.
2 for his last 15 with that base hit. Here's Carp. Bounced into a double play. First time up. One 0 pitch. 2-0. Fastball for a strike. Another strike to Carp. He didn't like it. 2-2. Fielder will take the sure out. Getting down to second is Smoke. Runner down to second, 1 out, and Saunders to the plate in this 5-3 Detroit lead. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Detroit. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Mariners. Mariners have left 4 on thus far, same number as the Tigers.
Mariners 2 for 6 with men in scoring position. Saunders flying out to right. His first time up, skied it, just missed a fastball.
Staying in tight, trying to lock up Saunders in those long arms. Breaking ball misses. 2-0. Mariners got their runs in the 3rd inning. Ichiro. Base hit to right. Kyle Seager. 2 out. Single to center. Off the end of the bat. Verlander, good athlete. Oof, just Gets that throw there. Nice quick hands by Fielder. 2 outs, and let's check in with Angie Minton.
Guys, Red Sox at the Royals tonight, and Boston comes into this one losing 6 out of their last 8. Bottom of the 8th, Red Sox with a 4-3 lead. Billy Butler comes through for the Royals, though, with a 3-run rocket out into the left field seats. It's Butler's 6th home run of the season, and Kansas City breaks the heart again. They win it 6-4. Dave?
Angie, thank you. 2 outs, runner at third, top of the order, and Dustin Ackley. Base hit to left, and a run scored in the 3rd inning. Strike 1. Starts the 3rd time around against Verlander for the Mariners. One and one.
Well, that's pitch number 82, Mike. But with a guy like Verlander, probably not as, you're not going to watch his pitch count as much because, as you mentioned, he's going 120, 130 pitches in a ball game.
Game where he threw 130, Mike.
Yeah.
Last pitch, strikeout, 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that. And it probably helps him then that it's a cool night, too. He's throwing a lot of pitches, but at least it's better to do it on a cool night than when it's really warm out.
Breaking ball, wow, what a hop, but a good hop to the second baseman Rayburn, and then he'll do it for the Mariners as they strand a runner. They get no runs, 1 hit, Smoke with a base hit, 5-3 Detroit.
Sports is brought to you by Northern Quest Casino, Spokane's newest destination resort, and by Sonic. It's snack-sized jumbo popcorn chicken time, just $1.99 after 8 p.m. Past few days, we've had summer-like weather, and it's going to be back this weekend, Dave.
We're psyched. Some of the scenes up at Green Lake. They love that warmer weather, and everybody enjoyed it over the last few days. Here's Prince Fielder to lead it off in the top of the 5th. Fielder, Dillman Young, and Ryan Rayburn 4, 5, and 6. Fielder a base hit to right, walked and scored in the 2nd. Veteran Kevin Millwood gave up 5 runs in the first 2 innings. Now he's 3-0 to Fielder. So Fielder, 4-pitch free pass. 4th walk by Millwood. Delman Young drove in 2 with a double. Back in the second.
Next pitch will be 80 for Millwood. We're getting some action out in the Mariners' pen. Where we're at, I can't see who it is yet.
53% fastballs by Millwood. Line drive to left that Carp will take care of. Fielder gets back, 1 out. Make sure you save money with a stress-free way to get to and from the airport on Link Light Rail. Ride Sound Transit. Visit soundtransit.org for details. 1 out, 1 on. Ryan Rayburn, a walk and a strikeout tonight. Sean Kelly up and throwing. Fielder back safely. Fielder does have a stolen base, 1 for 1. Right now, just watching. On 1 to Rayburn. Wrap up this series and the homestand tomorrow. Jason Vargas goes against Drew Smiley, off to an outstanding start for Detroit, 1-0 with an ERA of 1.61. Vargas 3-2, pitched well with a 3.09. Pitch by Millwood, 0-2. Millwood and Montero have not had to have too many confabs after that first inning. They must have been out there about 4 or 5 times. 0-2.
Yeah, I think they look to be a little bit more back in sync, and that's what you use that time in between innings when the Mariners are hitting. That's what Montero and Millwood will be discussing, and they seem to be back on the same page.
Up high, 2-2.
I don't know if it's that or if it's because he's having more success, Dan, but he seems to have picked up the pace too, not taking as long in between. Even when he was on the same page, it seemed like he was taking a long time in between pitches.
2-2 into right field, a base hit. Got a pitch away from him. Tigers inning continues. Runners at first and second. It's hit number 8 for Detroit. It brings up Johnny Peralta. Shortstop 0 for 2. Fly to center. And a line drive back to Kevin Millwood.
As you would expect, looks like Kevin was trying to work Rayburn away with that cutter to try to get him to reach and ground that ball to the shortstop, but that one stayed up just a bit, and he was able to punch it into right.
Love to get a double play ball. Mariners have turned 1. He's back in the first inning. Now they go through the signs again. Peralta having a good road trip, entering tonight's 6 for 14.
Another conference here, guys. It looks like they were really in sync. It looks like when there's a runner on second base, perhaps Millwood, the veteran, has a complicated set of signs that Montero is having trouble with.
And it seems like all of his visits, he's gone out there a number of times, but they're short.
They're very short.
I think he's just telling him what pitch he wants, where he wants it right away, and then he runs back, or
in tight to Peralta. Ball 1.
Or he just tells them what set of signs they're using. I don't know what their communication is, but
There's a strike for just joining us. On in the first, 4 in the second. Detroit up early 5-0. Mariners bottom third come up with 3 runs. Ichiro with an RBI single and Seager a 2-run single to make it a 5-3 ball game. Millwood trying to live on the outside corner. Not super sharp. He's got 4 walks, struck out 3. Smoke giving it a good go, slams on the brakes.
Good fastball there, Mike, on Peralta's hands. Like Dave mentioned, trying to work that outside part, and he comes in there with that 2-1 fastball in his hands. Good pitch. Probably go back out now, get him to reach that ball and roll over to the shortstop.
Infield double play depth. Pitch to right field towards the line. Ichiro with room, foul territory. The runners hold. 2 outs. Two outs, 2 on here in the 5th. Hey kids, while the Mariners play on the Safeco Field Diamond, you're invited to play in an area made just for you. Seattle Children's Playfield, located on the main concourse in center field. And while you're there, pay a visit to the Moose Den to have your photo taken with none other than the Mariner Moose. Two outs. Here's Brennan Bosch. Single to left and run scored. Took a called 3rd strike in his 2nd time up. Ball 1. Coming off a good year, 75 runs scored, 121 hits, 16 home runs, all career bests. Counted 1-1. Sean Kelly continues to heat up. Mariners trailed last night all the way into the 9th inning. Then they come up with 3 runs to win it 3-2. Trailed all the way here. 2-1. Up, down, in and out, but he's behind 3-1. Gerald Laird, the catcher's on deck. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Runners at 1st and 2nd. A pitch up high. The bases are loaded. That is the 5th walk by Millwood.
Carl Willis, the pitching coach, coming out to have a conversation with him. Sean Kelly looks like he's ready to go in the pen. He's been up for a little while. 95 pitches for Millwood.
It is a big pitch coming up here to Laird. Pretty good hitter. Part-time player now, 1 for 2. Tigers had him loaded up in the 1st. Millwood gave up just 1 run. Gave up 4 in the 2nd. Trying to post another 0 here in the 5th. First pitch to Laird. In there for called strike 1. 0-2. Laird not thrilled.
A couple of good cutters there to get ahead. So important in this situation to get ahead. Millwood's done a good job getting 0-2 with those cutters.
0-2 with 2 outs. Off the end of the bat. Ryan charge, throw, gets him. So Millwood survives another bases loaded situation. Actually survives it unscathed this time. He gave up 1 back in the first. Have been cooled to this point 5-3 by Justin Verlander, the Cy Young Award winner and MVP from last season. It'll be Ryan, Ichiro, and Montero here in the home fifth. Mariners did a good job to get back in this game in the third. Ichiro with an RBI, and Seager singled in 2. Ball 1 to Ryan. Brendan Ryan with a walk his first time up, single to right on a 3-2 pitch, long at bat, 9-pitch at bat in the third, and scored on the Seager RBI. One. Verlander here at Safeco Field at 7 games, a record of 3-4, ERA 4.44. In there for a strike. Ryan surprised by that call by Brian Knight, who's already run Jim Leland. That was back in the third inning when John Jaso was at the dish. One-two. Him out of the breaker. That's strikeout number 4. Well, 2 of the better pitchers in all of baseball are in this building as we speak. Verlander on the mound, Felix with a 1.89 ERA, 3rd, 5th in opponent's average, and 8th in strikeouts per 9. The opponent's average by Verlander at 184. There's Felix.
Dan, I don't know how much you've been able to see Felix pitch this year, but I think he's throwing the baseball as well as he ever has, including his Cy Young Award year.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball extremely well, and I think we're beginning to see him age and gain experience and just learn how to pitch as well, and well, he's putting it all together this season.
Have you seen anybody that has
There's a fly ball left field coming on. Dirks, he's there, 2 down.
Have you seen anybody that has the type of movement on a changeup that he does?
No, and that's been a pitch for him this year that's really been deadly, and just getting that good hard sink. I mean, it's almost like a split finger sometimes when it gets up there because it's dropping hard, and that's been a really effective pitch for him.
And the other thing with it too is it's only 4 miles an hour off of his fastball. And so many times you hear, they want a 10-mile-an-hour separation in that area, 4 miles an hour, but it's just a deadly pitch.
Yeah, it's the movement. I think you're right, and that's what's making the difference for him. It's only 4 miles an hour off, but it's got that unbelievable movement.
Felix will go Friday against Kuroda at Yankee Stadium. (2-0) here to Montero. Strikeout and a tap back to Verlander tonight for Jesus. Strike 1. Two 2-1 pitch. Hey, rookie, have some.
He tried to get him a run closer with that swing. Like a pretty good changeup. Left it inside and tried to hit it up there on the second deck.
Big bender.
Interesting, we've seen Verlander go to the off-speed stuff a lot with Montero. Hit that fastball, probably watching a ball game last night, hit that fastball off the fence in center field. And that's what the good pitchers do, Mike. They watch the ball game, they watch the hitters, and they file those things in their head. And today he's coming out with a lot of off-speed.
Walked him. That is the second walk issued by Verlander. 2 out in the 5th. Let's check in with Angie Mente.
Hey guys, I am trying to keep tabs on the rest of the division for you. The Oakland A's had the day off yesterday. Today they opened up a series with the Toronto Blue Jays. Top of the 3rd of this one, Kelly Johnson puts the Jays on the board with a soaring 2-run shot to left field. It's Johnson's 7th of the season, but Oakland battles back with a 2-run shot of their own in the 5th. Josh Reddick ties it up at 2, and that's where we are right now in the bottom of the 6th. Dave?
All right, Angie, thank you very much. It's Kyle Seager. Swings through for strike 1. Felix Friday against Kuroda at Yankee Stadium, and since '09, Felix 5-1, a 2.13 ERA against the Yankees. Stopped the 17-game losing streak there last year. Verlander struck out 4. He's walked 2. Seager on 2 now. Seager with a great night. Double on a 2-0 pitch in the 2nd. Got ahead 3-1 in the 3rd. Single to center, brought home 2 runs. Behind in the count here, this time 0-2 with Montero at first.
Still a good job for the Mariners. Take a look at it. Next pitch will be 100 for Verlander, and even though he can go well past that, they're only in the 5th inning. Anytime you run a pitcher out of his caliber and get him out of there by the 6th, you've done a good job.
Popped up. Cabrera has a play, and he makes it. They'll do it for the Mariners. 6th inning coming up. Sean Kelly will take over on the mound for the Mariners.
Today's Tracer technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Welcome back, everybody. 5-3. Tigers over the Mariners. This is the second game of a 3-game set. They'll wrap it up tomorrow. And that'll conclude the Mariners homestand. Then they're off on the road for a long trip. New pitcher is Sean Kelly.
And for Sean, just 1 inning pitched for him so far. Again, being recalled from Tacoma. He's given up the 1 home run, and that was on opening day in Japan. Sent him down to have him work on his slider a little bit. Felt like it was flat in spring training.
Swing and a miss by Austin Jackson. Top of the order. Jackson, Dirks, and Cabrera against Kelly. There's a strike. He's ahead 0-2.
We were talking about it over the break, Mike. Just the elevation on an off-speed pitch, so much easier to hit. Sean Kelly working on getting that depth to his slider. A couple of good ones right there.
They felt like when they sent him out, they felt like it was flat. It's basically staying on the same plane. And Sean, that's pretty much been his bread and butter, is that slider. And I wonder sometimes, I don't know if it's a grip or a release point or what it is that's causing it to flatten out on him, but he seems to have a much better one now as he wastes a fastball here up. In a way, probably goes back to the slider.
Yeah, and I think that's the key is you know, you'll hear pitching coaches talking to their pitchers over and over. Stay on top of that breaking ball. They want that depth. And sometimes when you get around the side of it, that's when it flattens out.
Montero holds on to that foul tip. Jackson's gone. Kelly strikes out his first hitter. 1 down here in the 6th. Kevin Millwood, his night is done.
Yeah, he really struggled through it tonight. 98 pitches for Kevin. 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 runs. They're all earned. 5 walks. Really struggled through the first couple of innings. Dan seemed to settle down after that. Got in a little bit of trouble in the 5th, but was able to pitch his way out of it.
Yeah, it seemed like later in the game he was doing a much better job of getting ahead of Detroit. Earlier in the game he was getting guys on and then having to getting behind and then having to give them their pitch. And it's tough to pitch from behind, but did a much better job of that later in the ballgame.
Kelly working at a brisk pace. Fly ball, center field, backing up Saunders. He's all over it though. 2 outs. Let's get a little more depth into the sabermetrics. You've got the fielding independent pitching. You've got the expected FIP and the wins above replacement level.
Danny, go ahead and break those down for us.
That's a lot of abbreviations in there right there.
Curtis Wilson added again.
Well, the good news is Felix is 4th, 6th, and 3rd in the respective categories.
I think what it tells you is he's really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
One Cabrera tonight hit into a double play, line to right, and hit a soft liner to second. Down low. Pitch by Kelly. 2-2.
Get all those pitches down, all of them down at the bottom of the zone where you want to work, especially against a hitter like Cabrera.
Yeah, really, that tracer really shows right there, working that bottom part of the strike zone.
2-2. It's run full.
Good fastball at 95 miles an hour.
95 up, changing the eye level of the hitter. Probably will go back down there unless he doubles up top, but he'd probably go back to that slider.
3-2 pitch, struck him out. Tag applied by Montero. Good inning by Sean Kelly in relief of Kevin Millwood. See what the Mariner offense can do. You get Jaso, Smoke, and Carp upon our return. What Catfish Hunter did on this date back in 1968, the perfect game. And Curtis Wilson, our producer, had Mr. Hunter down for two home runs and 2 doubles. My friend Keith Olbermann, who's a baseball stat guy, says no, it was 2 doubles and a home run. Stats pass. Curtis checked that, and they show a double and 2 singles. If anybody's got a newspaper clipping from May 8, 1968, please tweet it to us. Tweet the information to us. There's conflicting info. How about that? J-So to lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th. On to John.
I think the 2 home runs is a more impressive story to tell anyways.
Foul.
It is kind of luck looking at the sabermetrics, though. Either way, he's a good hitter.
Oh,
that ball game, right?
Yeah, well, Catfish Hunter absolutely had a heck of a day. It's just a matter of, you got 3 different sources here with 3 different pieces of information.
Yeah.
Nice to have Mr. Olbermann watching from back in New York. 1-2.
Brian Knight, the home plate umpire, giving John J-So a little bit of time after he hit that ball off of his foot.
We saw Mr. Belo last night. Gave up the sacrifice fly to J-So. Dwayne Belo. 1-2 pitch. Into right field, backing up Bosch. He's there for the first out. One out here in the 6th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Dave Sims, Mike Blowers, we got Mr. Wilson's here. Danny's joining us here, 5-3 in the 6th. Smoke with a bloop base hit last time up. It's his 2nd career hit against Verlander. And just the 2nd hit over his last 15 at-bats. Two-0. What are you seeing in Smoke here, boys?
I don't think anything has changed with him, David. It's something that Chris has talked about with him. Swing is a little bit long right now, and sometimes you get indecisive. Your confidence is down. You can see him being aggressive on that fastball at the bottom of the strike zone, maybe just below it at 96 miles an hour. We're talking about pitch recognition and all those different things. I think sometimes you just need to get some confidence. We were talking about Bosch earlier, the right fielder for the Tigers, a good-looking young hitter, but is off to a slow start. This year hitting around 200. Justin obviously having a worse time of it than that, but you just have to hope that maybe the base hit that he had last time, Dan, again, is something that gets him going, feeling better. And he may not get another hit tonight. You never know, but maybe he goes home and thinks about it a little bit. You know, you just finally see a ball hit the outfield grass is a good feeling.
Yeah, and I think you bring up a good point about the confidence, Mike. It's just a matter of getting that confidence, and then the physical stuff a lot of times will follow. But you just got to be able to get in the right place mentally.
Strike 3 called. Tough go. 5th strikeout for Verlander. 2 down.
And that right there is just a good pitch. That's 98 miles an hour on the inside corner, elevated a little bit. There aren't many hitters that are going to be able to get to that pitch.
No, that's a good pitch in there. And sometimes you can tell by the way the other team is pitching, a guy like Smoke. Maybe the word is the swing's a little long. Almost every single pitch that Verlander threw there was in. And if you've got a long swing, up and in is a tough pitch to hit.
Especially with that kind of velocity behind it.
Yeah, and that's where he was pounding. So.
Cart behind 0-2.
And this is what we talked about earlier with Verlander, Dan. Getting a little bit deeper into the game, and now he's consistently 96 to 98 miles an hour. There you go. You take a look at the pitches.
Wow. He knew what he wanted to do in that inning. Blows away smoke, blows away carp. 7th inning coming up.
Head into the 7th inning. Earlier today, Mariner players ventured into the community for the 15th annual visit to local schools. Our cameras tagged along with Ichiro, Brendan Ryan, Brandon League, Michael Saunders, and others as they stopped by the Tops at Seward Park School in Seattle. Each player spoke to the kids with Kawasaki and Iwakuma getting a little help from an interpreter. These visits, they're known as the Dream Team Assembly Days based on these principles. That's an acronym, guys, as they get underway again. Drug-free, respect yourself and others. E is for education through reading, A for attitude, and M for motivation to achieve your dreams. Pretty cool.
Yes, indeed. And the guys I was with today, let's see, Hector Nuesi and Jesus Montero, they spoke in English and Spanish, which was a thrill. So did Jamie Navarro. And Tom Wilhelmsen and Steve Delbar and Carl Willis. We were over in West Seattle. A lot of fun today. Prince Fielder leads it off here in the 7th. Tillman Young, Ryan Reburn, 4, 5, and 6. Sean Kelly in his 2nd inning of work. Fielder a base hit to right, walk and a run scored, and he walked in the 5th. Popped up back this way.
Then you notice that Verlander was talking to the home plate umpire, Brian Knight, when the inning was over.
Yeah, kind of just a walk off the mound, and then, you know, probably a little, hey, I'm sorry, got heated up, you know, thought maybe you had a couple of strikes there that you didn't call, but Verlander's a veteran. He knows that he's going to need these guys on his side throughout the season, and
Well, he said, my bad.
yeah, my bad.
It probably means his night is over, too. At this point, I think he's probably done.
And it with a sort of a smile. Didn't see it on that, but he'd Verlander patted Knight on the shoulder, so they were all square. 3-2 to Fielder. Outfield swung around towards the right side. Pitch. Look out! Way back! A titanic home run by Prince Fielder. Wow! Got it on a 3-2 pitch. For Fielder, home run number 5, RBI number 15. And if you had a stopwatch on there, certainly didn't ring up too many digits. That thing was out of here quickly.
Tried to throw a slider on the outside corner. Prince Fielder goes out and gets it, hits a line drive into right field. .398 feet.
Exit stage right and very quickly. 6-3 Detroit. Check swing, Young. Strike 2. Home run number 5. Team leader Cabrera with 7. Oh, 0-2 to Dillman Young. Walk, a 2-run double and a fly to left. Eighth plate appearance for Fielder, and that's the first time he's really hit the ball with authority to the outfield. I know last time we saw Detroit a couple of weeks ago, Jim Leland couldn't say enough good things about Fielder, but he said we're just waiting for him to start elevating from the balls he's been hitting. He had 2 nights ago. Hit one of the longer home runs ever at Comerica Park as Young strikes out.
Well, the left-handed hitter, Mike, sometimes with a slider ball pitcher, you really have 2 choices. You either try to backdoor that thing or you try to bury it in his back foot. And I think Sean just trying to get that backdoor slider onto Fielder, and he was just out there with it and was able to get the barrel to it.
Yeah, and I think it helped him that it was up a little bit. I think if Sean gets that pitch down, you have a different result. Well, we're also talking about one of the premier power hitters in the game. You make a few mistakes, he's going to hurt you.
Yeah.
I think Sean, though, for the most part, has been impressive. He has had a good fastball at 94, 95. I like the way his slider looks tonight. So him being recalled is somebody that I think that can help them in their bullpen.
1-1 to Rayburn. Walk, strikeout, single to right. And on the button, right to the shortstop Ryan for the second out. 2 outs. Let's take a look at the Mariners calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. Wrap it with the Tigers tomorrow. Travel day Thursday to New York City. 2 in Boston, 2 in Cleveland, and 3 in Colorado. And then the big boys, the Texas Rangers, come to town. Make sure you get your tickets for that series, the 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Josh Hamilton today went absolutely nuts. 4 home runs, 18 total bases in Baltimore.
18 total bases, I believe, is an American League record. There's Blake Bevan, took a line drive off the elbow in last night's game.
Hoping to be available for his next start. We'll see. Woo, holding big time. Good pitch by Kelly. 0-2 to Peralta. Andy Pettit be making his 2012 debut Sunday against the Mariners. Just saying, I don't like retirement as much as I thought I would. Coming back to action. Swing and a miss. But Kelly's blemish, a 3-2 pitch that got crushed by Fielder, extends the Detroit lead to 6-3 as we go to the home 7th. Brought to you by Washington's Lottery and the Department of Imagination, encouraging you to imagine bigger when you play the lottery. Visit us on Facebook or tweet what you do to Twitter hashtag #IfIWon. Who knows, you might even see your tweet appear on TV during an upcoming game. Some of the great looking weather earlier this week, Alki Beach, and more expected this weekend, folks. So get your to-do lists, get that done so you can go out and enjoy some good weather. Tigers right now have a 6-3 lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here in Seattle. Saunders, Ackley, and Ryan to face the new pitcher, Phil Koch.
2.38 ERA for Koch. 11 in the 3rd inning for him. 11 strikeouts, just 2 walks. He's given up 1 home run. 5 holds on the year for Koch. Good fastball. It'll be 93, 94 miles an hour. Hard slider.
Phil pitched a scoreless inning last night. Struck out 2. Pitched in the 8th inning, struck out Saunders and Ackley. And here in the 7th inning, he'll face Saunders, Ackley, and Ryan. Michael tonight. Nice fly to right, tap back to the pitcher. What do you guys think of Verlander with him done now?
I thought he was okay tonight. I didn't think he was as sharp as we've seen him. Overall, I think he battled his way through it. I know he felt like he was getting squeezed a little bit early in the game. Can't really disagree with him, but that's what I thought, Danny. I thought, it was what we expected. His fastball, it was going to elevate that as the game went on. He was going to start throwing harder, which is what he was doing there in the 6th. But I thought overall he had to throw a lot of pitches to get through those 6 innings.
Yeah, I think when you hear Cy Young MVP, you expect a little bit of a different outing tonight. Looked like he really struggled there in the 3rd inning. Like you mentioned, got squeezed. It kind of got to him a little bit. But yeah, I think from the 4th, 5th, and 6th, he really picked up his velocity, picked up the quality of his pitches, and I think he was a different pitcher in that second half of the ballgame for him.
In tight with Saunders, 3-0. On deck, Dustin Ackley. Tigers broke on top early, 5-0. Through 2. And Saunders, a 4-pitch walk. Tigers break on top in the 1st. They get an RBI from Andy Dirks after Austin Jackson led off with the double. Then in the 4th inning, 2-run double by Dirks, a 2-run double by Dillman Young. It's 5-0. Mariners bottom of the 3rd respond. A 1-out RBI single by Ichiro and a 2-out 2-run single by Kyle Seager. And Prince Fielder hits a home run in the 7th to lead it off, make it 6-3.
The other observation I'd have, Mike, I thought I saw more breaking off-speed stuff tonight than I thought I would see from Verlander. With the good fastball he's got, I thought he would use it more than he did.
I would agree, especially when he was behind in the count. A couple of hitters I can understand it with Montero because he hit the fastball last night and he's hitting in the middle of the lineup, but he was doing that even to some of the guys at the top or the bottom of the lineup.
Ackley in an 0-2 hole. Saunders at first. Gets by. And Saunders easily down to second base. Wild pitch.
Looks like a hard slider. Laird tries to get over in front of it, just can't quite get there. Hits off the side. Almost looked like it hit off his hip.
And with the 1-2 count there, Koch wanting that ball in the dirt. Got it where he wanted it, but it was just almost in the middle of that left-handed batter's box. Or right-handed batter's box, excuse me. And that's way out there for Laird, and he just wasn't able to get his body in front of it. But that's where you want to be. Ahead in the count is down in the dirt.
Counts at 1-2 with Saunders at second. Nobody out. Bouncing the ball down to the second baseman Rayburn. There's the fielder. 1 out. And Saunders goes to third. Bring up Brendan Ryan. Make sure you follow the Mariners with MLB.com at Bat 12 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text that bat to 31826 or visit Mariners.com for details. Brendan Ryan 1 for 2 with a walk, a run scored tonight. Back up the middle, base hit and an RBI for Brendan Ryan. 6-4 ball game. 2-hit night for Ryan. And Ryan now 2 for 5 against Phil Cope.
Brendan Ryan starting to pick his spots, aggressive on a first pitch fastball. It jams him a little bit, but he puts a good swing on it. Again, Dan, talking about Brendan hitting in that 2 spot. It seems he just starts using the right side of the field a little bit more, let the ball travel and giving himself a chance.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before. When that ball's inside and you're able to get your hands inside of it and hit that ball up the middle, that's a sign of a pretty good swing, a swing that you're staying inside of. And you mentioned that second spot in the batting order, you're thinking right field a little bit more, and Brendan Ryan certainly getting his hands inside on that one. So you're right. He seems to be a better hitter when he's up there in the order in the second hole and using right field and center field.
Ichiro representing the tying run. Ichiro 5 for 11 against Phil Coke. He's ahead 1-0. Ichiro tonight a pop to the second baseman, RBI single and a fly to left. Six-4 ball game. 2-0 pitch to Ichiro. 3-0. Jesus Montero is on deck.
Joaquin Benoit getting loose in the Tigers' pen. Hard throwing right-hander. Sure, he's getting ready for Montero, who's standing on deck.
So Jose Valverde in the clubhouse. Both he and Benoit were unavailable last night. Both on duty tonight. Strike one to Ichiro. 3-1. There's Valverde. Dot Dotel on the right. And then right there in the middle of your picture, it's Papa Grande. 3-1 is the count to Ichiro. Little tapper. Ray Burns got one play, gets Ichiro for the second out. And the second is Brendan Ryan. Brings up Montero. Lucas Litke heating up for the Mariners for the 8th inning. Montero 1 for 1 against Coke. That was back in Detroit.
Well, looks like they're going to let Coke pitch to him. Kyle Seager and Jaso, a couple of left-handers hitting behind Montero.
Mariners down 2. Off the end of the bat. And that'll do it for the Mariners here in the 7th. They do get an RBI single from Ryan. That's it. They trail by 2, 6-4.
Baseball and Root Sports is brought to you by Snoqualmie Casino, Seattle's premier entertainment, gaming, and dining destination. By Sterling Bank, life is about the good stuff. Your bank should be too. Visit our new website at bankwithsterling.com. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Ever wonder how a statue of Lenin ended up in Fremont? Well, after the Velvet Revolution, it was thrown in a scrapyard, and long story short, an Issaquah resident was teaching English over in Slovakia. Hey, he thought he may be unpopular, but it is still art and arranged to have it brought over. Dave?
Well, that'd be a stunning surprise, but going through the neighborhood, and all of a sudden you're going, what? Who? 1919. Brennan Bosch leads off. First pitch swinging, grounds one down to Ackley. Lucas Licky, good start. One out here in the top of the 8th.
Lucas Licky taking over for Sean Kelly. Still hasn't given up an earned run. 10 strikeouts in the 8th and the 3rd. He has walked 6 batters. That's a high number. He'd like to work on that. 1-0 record. Did you get to see Lucas much in spring training, Dan?
I did not.
He did. He's really done a good job, I think. More than anything, his ability to throw a slider to a left-hander, and he'll do it at any time. He has a lot of confidence in that pitch, and it's really served him well. We'll see what happens as the season goes on for him. And I think he has a good enough fastball to keep him honest at 90, 91 miles an hour, trying to pitch inside a little bit to open up things with that slider. But he's come in some pretty big situations and really done a good job against the lefties.
Most recently, he pitched on Sunday. Pitched his scoreless 8th inning. Helped by a double play in a 5-2 win against the Twins. Laird's able to check his swing. 2 balls, 1 strike.
That's such a nice piece of the bullpen to have a guy who can come in, you can count on to get that lefty out in the key situations. And so for Eric Wedge, that's he's invested in Lucas because he wants him to be that guy for him.
The fly ball to right, G-Trill. 2 down. Big story in baseball today. Josh Hamilton, 5 for 5, 4 home runs, 18 total bases, an American League record, 8 RBIs, and a home run traveled a long ways. Look at that.
1,600 feet of home run.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good average right there. 405 and a half.
That puts Mr. Hamilton atop the chart batting. Home runs. He's already there in home runs and RBIs. Jumps over Big Papi and Derek Jeter into the lead in batting average. He was already leading in slugging. So Austin Jackson.
It'll be interesting to watch that situation as he goes on being a free agent at the end of the year, and see if both sides stay where they're at, saying that they were going to wait till the year is over.
Biggest thing for me, he's got to stay healthy. He's constantly hurt, seems like, when he's not raking like he did today.
I have news for you. He's a free agent this year.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you. I am absolutely hearing. But yeah, and that's always a factor. You will play through certain things. But he got hurt. What was it? Right after we left there, he pulled up. We were watching on TV on the plane. I'm like, oh, look. Got back up the middle. Can't get smothered there by Ackley. Well, if he stays healthy, he was an MVP a couple of years ago for a good reason. Dave Sims, Dan Wilson joining us, Mike Blowers. And funny thing, when you talk about contract years, how healthy, how you'll play through anything, right?
Well, I think there's that, but I also think that there's a part of you that the manager will come to you to give you days off at times, or if you have a nagging injury, you're more willing to take those days. And right now, they both basically got together in spring training, decided they were going to wait till the end of the year. And with that group now in Arlington and with Hamilton, I think it'll be interesting to see if they both stay there or not, Dan.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting, like you're saying, it's an interesting situation to watch over the course of the season. He's piling up some huge numbers right now.
It's only May 8th.
It's May, correct. But man, that's he continues that and is consistent. That's going to be interesting.
Good slider from Lucas.
2 outs with Jackson at first. Andy Dirks drove in the first 3 Tiger runs. First inning single, second inning 2-run double, bouncing ball down to Ryan. Short way, and that'll do it. Time running short on the Mariners. They pulled it off last night. Can they get it done here tonight? Coming up in the home 8th, Seager, Jaso, and Smoke.
Top right now. Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk, and the Indians and the White Sox going at it, and they got bonus time tonight. This one couldn't be decided in 9 innings. It goes into the 10th. And top of 10, all tied at 3. Alex Rios with a deep triple into center field. That scores Brent Lillibridge, and that proved to be the game winner. White Sox win this one 5-3, the final score. You know, the guys up in the booth were just talking about the night that Josh Hamilton had. Well, coming up in the post-game show, we'll have more on his amazing feat tonight, including, we'll show you some of those huge home runs tonight. Dave, back upstairs to you.
All right, Angie, thank you. He had hit a big home run the night before. Get some changes for the Tigers. Ryan Rayburn from second base to left field. In right field is Don Kelly. Brendan Bosch out of the ball game. And the veteran Ramon Santiago takes over at second base. And on the mound, Joaquin Benoit, long-time right-hander coming out of the bullpen. Been a closer, he's been a setup guy. Works at one of the more slow paces you'll see in all of Major League Baseball, but he has been effective.
20 strikeouts in 12 innings that he's pitched. That's pretty good. See a lot of sliders from him, hard-throwing right-hander.
Kyle Seager be his first hitter. Strike one. Benoit's been around for a while. Came up with the Rangers back in 01. Was with them through 08. Did not pitch, injured in 09. Tampa Bay 2 years ago, and came to the Tigers last year. Started his share of games in Texas in early going. And primarily a guy out of the bullpen since after the 05 season. 1-2 to Seager.
Couple of good fastballs from him at 95 miles an hour. Brandon Lee getting loose in the Mariners pen.
0-2 strikes.
There's Brandon.
4 days since the league's been in a game. Ball 2 strikes to Seager. 2 for 3 night. Couple of runs batted in. Two and 2. Seager to be followed by Jaso and Smoke here in the 8th. Late 7 out of 9 in save situations right now. Obviously, the Mariners trailing here. Just keep him active. Two and 2. Strike 3 called. Seager takes a called 3rd strike, 1 out.
You talked about that slider, Mike. There it was on strike 3. Some good hard fastballs early in the count. Gets 2 strikes, goes 1 in the dirt, and then just throws that nasty slider there. 86. Good pitch.
It was something that the Mariners were able to avoid last night with him not available, along with Valverde. The good closer that they have, he wasn't available either, and the Mariners took advantage of that. They're going to have to come back on 2 pretty good pitchers.
One of the better setup close combinations in the American League. Mariners have a good one with Wilhelmsen in the 8th and League in the 9th. 1-0 to Jaso. John tonight singled, struck out, fly to right. Good off-speed pitch. 1 and 2. Jaso even having a laugh.
Pretty good pitch there. Down in the strike zone. Good break to it.
One, 2. Couldn't get him to bite. 2 and 2. Wrap up this series tomorrow. Jason Vargas against Drew Smiley. Mariners then travel Thursday to New York City. Right to Peralta, 2 down. Oh, here's Smoke. 1 for 3. Strikeout. Single to left on a blooper. And a called 3rd strike. Smoke 1 for 1 against Benoit. Gets into one, center field, but he'll stay in the yard as Jackson's right there. 1, 2, 3 inning for Joaquin Benoit. Mariners are going to need some rally caps and some good fortune in the 9th. 6-4, it's BLT. save opportunities. Of course, it's not a save opportunity right now, but he's had a good run. First time he's pitched since the 4th of May against Minnesota. He's got Cabrera to lead it off. Cabrera 1 for 5 against League. And it's Prince Fielder and Delman Young.
2.57 ERA for Brandon. Opponent's average just 2.35. Fastball will be mid to upper 90s. Throws a split and a slider. Typically, he'll use his slider more to the right-handed hitters.
Cabrera tonight hit into a double play, line to right, soft liner to second base, and a strikeout. Mariners in the bottom of the 9th will have 8, 9, and 1. Carp, Saunders, and Ackler down by 2. Seager charges, gets a nice hop. Throws out Cabrera. 1 out. The last time Fielder was up on a 3-2 pitch, he hit one on a line into the seats in right field, 398 feet for a home run, his 5th. His 15th RBI. Ball 1. First time these two are meeting on the ball field. Here's strike 1-1.
Amazing to me, Mike, as you look at the game over the last 10 or 15 years, just the number of times that radar gun will hit 95, 96. It was rare that you used to see that, but now almost all these guys throwing mid 90s, mid to upper 90s. Especially in this ball game, Verlander hitting 97. You have Benoit throwing in the mid 90s, League throwing in the mid 90s.
It seems every bullpen has at least 2 guys that are throwing 95 or better. Everyone, including the Mariners. They have Delabar that's pumping 96, 97 out there also. It's just throughout baseball, and it's something that I've noticed over probably the last 3, maybe 4 years that you're seeing that progression, more and more guys having that type of fastball. Great split there from Brandon Lee to punch him out. But I would agree with you, Dan. It's just, you know, I don't know where it's coming from or how these guys are doing it. I know great story on Delabar and the things that he did to increase the velocity on his fastball, but every club has them, which makes this pitch a lot tougher to lay off of. The good split finger from Brandon Lee getting geared up for 96, and here's 85. You can see how far out in front Fielder was on that. Great shot from our McDonald's Supermo.
Delman Young down the line. Foul ball.
But yeah, when you throw mid 90s and you can couple that with, like, Brandon Lee's got the good split and Benoit the good slider, and
Verdi's got the 95 too.
Yeah, I mean, it makes that off speed stuff so much better.
Oh, 1 to Delman Young. Off the fist. Ryan's got it. Sure going to see a lot of rally caps. A successful BLT in the 9th. Home 9th. Papa Grande. Jose Valverde coming in. 6-4 Tigers. The bottom of the ninth, the Tigers lead it 6-4. Last night, some unexpected heroics as John Jaso hits a line drive. Rayburn's throw up the line. Kawasaki, great slide. Mariners win the ball game after Octavio Dotel had a meltdown. A couple of wild pitches, pass ball, big hit. Jaso the hero and gets mobbed. I don't know when that tradition started, but how about Kawasaki? Mike, you were all over this.
Yeah, I saw the fly ball out to right. Watch him break to home, stays and watches. And I was wondering where he was going. Well, he was going on contact, almost slips to get back to third. And he tags up right when Rayburn, the right fielder, was catching the ball and made it a close play at home.
Good slide.
Great hook slide. And last night the Mariners down 2-0 going into that ninth inning. Well, they're down 2 runs right now, getting ready to pinch run if need be. And the Mariners showing a lot of patience with the struggles of Dotel. We'll see if they end up doing the same thing. See if they take a strike here with Valverde on the mound.
Karp, Saunders, and Ackley 8-9-1 here in the bottom of the ninth. Down to Papa Grande. Jose Valverde's in there. Last year, what a year this All-Star had 49 of 49 save opportunities. Here's what he's done this year.
Well, he's blown 2 saves already this year. High ERA for him at a 5.68. So he's had some problems.
Well, his first 2 opportunities here in the 2012 season. 1-0 to Karp.
Talked about the big velocity. Those first 2 fastballs, Mike, 91, 92. Not what you normally see from Valverde.
No, I think I'm wondering sometimes to see if he knows what the score is too, and I'm wondering if he's just trying to throw a strike, assuming the hitters are going to take a pitch, because that the velocity's down a little bit. But he's missed with both of those pitches.
Major League Baseball's delivery man of the year. 75 appearances, 49 for 49 in save ops last year. He's behind 3-0. It's Karp in the driver's seat. Pitching coach Jeff Jones with Gene Lamont, the bench coach. Jim Leland was thrown out of the game back in the 3rd inning. Arguing balls and strikes. How about this? Karp, 4th pitch walk to get it started here in the ninth. Karp's aboard. I'll bring up Michael Saunders. Mariners have won 3 consecutive games. They've beaten Detroit 4 straight this season and 15 of the last 22.
Third baseman Cabrera knows that Saunders can bunt and will bunt, so he's playing in front of the bag, trying to take that option away from him.
Saunders 1 for 1 against Valverde. Saunders represents a tying run. Takes ball 1, and Valverde has not found the strike zone yet.
I think he felt like he threw a strike on the first pitch to Saunders.
A rally caps here in the building. Valverde, a high energy guy. He's getting revved up out in the bullpen. Made him a starter years ago in his minor leagues. It didn't work. Didn't have the same energy. He says, you got to put me back in the bullpen as a closer. Counts 1-0 to Saunders with Karp at first. There's a strike to Michael, 1-1. Eric Wedge, Robbie Thompson hoping for some late inning lightning 2 days in a row. 1-1. Checked his swing, and it's a called strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes now to Saunders. Carpet first, not a fast runner, small lead. Pitch out straight back.
Valverde staying with the fastball here, Mike.
Now that he's ahead of the velocity starting to go up. 94 on the last one. I feel like he has to throw a split here. I know if you're hitting, you know he has that pitch, and he's thrown nothing but fastball so far, so it's in the back of your mind. Saunders late on that last fastball.
1-2 down low.
And there it is.
2-2 to Saunders with Carper board. Justin Verlander started left after 6 with the lead. 7 hits, 3 runs all earned, 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. 113 pitches for the Cy Young Award winner from a year ago. 2-2 to Saunders. Full count.
Saunders with that good eye at the plate, Mike. Takes that 2-2 fastball just off the plate inside.
I think sometimes, Dan, you get in a situation where you have no choice. You get in there and that fastball is going to tie him up because he has that split in the back of his mind. Or sometimes you take that pitch and just hope for the best.
See what gives here. 3-2 to Saunders. He's the tying run at home plate. 6-4 Tigers. Carpet first. Pitch. Hit hard down the line and dropped by the ball girl.
Well, I'd be surprised if he went to a 3-2 split here. But that pitch down and in on the plate, Michael hit that ball hard.
Well, when you get to the 3-2 count, you're going to be a little more aggressive, thinking he's going to throw the fastball, and he does. Saunders unfortunately hooked that. And I think you're right, Dan.
Well, he caps him bound here at Safeco Field. 13,455. 3-2 to Saunders. Walked and it gets by Laird. Carp down to second. He'll hold there. So the tying runs are aboard. Back-to-back walks by Valverde.
Pitching coach will come out and talk to Valverde. Just throws another fastball. Wants to throw it inside. Just pulls it across his body. The pitch isn't even close for a fastball. Take another look at it.
They had a bullpen meltdown last night and a bad start here. In the 9th inning, Sean Figgins. Pitch run for Carp.
So you have a bunt situation with Ackley coming to the plate. You're down a couple of runs. Willing to give up an out to move the runners up. You have Brendan Ryan on deck. Brendan Ryan 2 for 3 on the night. Has scored a run, driven in a run.
Valverde comes in and walks the first 2 men he's faced. It's now 10 walks against 10 strikeouts for him in his 12 innings work. Bunt in order. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Ackley squares, takes a strike. Sean Figgins pinch running for Carp. He's at second base. Saunders at first base. Good speed out there.
And for Ackley, he wants to bunt the ball firmly towards the third baseman. Make Cabrera come in and field the ball so that Figgins can get into third.
Here's the 0-1. Bunt, foul.
This is when it gets tough. You have a hitter with 2 strikes on him. Look like Dustin is trying to do that. Trying to bunt it firm to third. Drops the barrel of the bat a little bit and fouls it off.
Rally caps worked last night. They're going to them again tonight. 0-2 to Ackley. Struck him out. walk, a walk, and a strikeout.
And here's the split again. Swings through at 85 miles an hour.
Located that one pretty well, Mike, on the outside corner. Was up a little bit, but it was away enough where Ackley just wasn't able to get a barrel to it.
Brings up Brendan Ryan. 1 for 3 against Valverde. Ryan's had a good night. Couple of hits. 2 for 3. Strikeout and a walk. Way outside. Ball 1. Trying to go back-to-back nights. 9th inning heroics. Tying runs are aboard. 1 out. To Ryan. There's a pitch outside. 2-0.
See the 2 fastballs away from him. Typical of the closer. They usually pitch away late into the games. They don't want to get beat by 1 swing. And Ryan, again, has done a much better job of hitting the ball the other way and up the middle the last few days.
Two-0 pitch coming to Ryan. Trying to hold Figgins on at second. Pitch. In there for a strike. 2-1. Buddy up in the front rail. Alex Avila unavailable tonight. Knee injury. 2-1 pitch to Ryan. Broken bat, slow ground ball is shortstop. There's 1, there's 2, drop by fielder. Holding at third is Figgins. Still alive.
Santiago come on for defense. He's at second base. It looks like it's a routine double play ball to end the game. You see Figgins jumping over. That doesn't bother Peralta at all. Santiago with a good arm comes across the bag, fires it to first, and it certainly looks like it's a ball that fielder should handle. Yeah, it doesn't hit the ground at all. It just kind of bends the webbing of his glove back. The Mariners still alive with Ichiro coming to the plate.
Well, here's an opportunity. 2 outs. Ichiro representing the winning run at home plate in this 6-4 Detroit lead. Strike 1. Inning started with Karp and Saunders drawing walks. Ackley tried to butt him over. Couldn't get it done. Struck out. 6-4 fielder's choice. Make that a 6-4 E3. Here's the 0-1. Two-out situation for Ichiro. He's got 1 home run on the season. 18th of April against Cleveland. The 1-1. On the transfer, Laird can't make the throw down to second. Stolen base, Ryan.
A huge stolen base for Brendan Ryan. Get himself down into scoring position. He's the tying run. I didn't see anybody in the middle of the diamond moving to cover the bag, though. Dan, did you notice anybody moving?
No, I tell you what, Laird just got out in front of himself a little bit too much. He really wanted to get rid of that ball and wasn't able to make the transfer.
Figgins at third.
Wow.
Ryan.
Put him on. Put the winning run on.
How about that? So 2-1 to Ichiro, and they're going to send Valverde after Montero. Montero tied it up last night with a blast that almost left the yard, hit it off the middle of the fence, straight away center field. So the veteran Valverde against the rookie Jesus Montero. Loaded him up.
Good fastball hitter, good fastball pitcher. Power against power here, Mike.
Yeah, I think that right now, maybe if you zone up a little bit with the bases loaded, you can afford to be aggressive on the fastball. Valverde again still struggling. Hasn't had great command so far. 24 pitches, 14 balls, just 10 strikes. I thought Montero did a great job of that last night.
Well, here we go with 2 outs. Mariners down 2. Bases loaded. Crowd of 13,455 on their feet for the most part. First time Montero facing Valverde. First pitch. Strike 1.
Went to the off-speed pitch. It was a strike, but I think Montero thinking the same thing. He was thinking that he would try to get ahead of him with a good fastball. He was going to jump on it. There you go. You can see him the tracer, 84 miles an hour.
And you saw that earlier in the ballgame too, when Verlander on the mound looking for that good fastball first pitch to hit. And Verlander went to the off speed as well.
Here comes the 0-1. Outside for a ball just moments ago. Former Tiger Brandon Inns delivered a walk-off grand slam as Oakland beat Toronto 7-3.
Mariners might have caught a break there on that second fastball, that first fastball from Valverde. When he does go to the fastball, Mike, look for it to be in a tough location. He knows he can't make a mistake with a fastball.
Yeah, I think you're right. And again, Laird looked like he had to reach back for the fastball. He was set up inside on him. And I think that took the strike away from him.
1-1 pitch. Strike 2.
There's a good fastball at 96 miles an hour.
The Mariners in Montero. Down to the final strike here. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Down 2 runs. Six runs, 10 hits in error for Detroit. 4 runs, 8 hits. No errors for the Mariners. Trying to extend this winning streak. Big pitch coming here. 1-2 to Montero. Fouled off.
I thought he was going to go to this off speed there, Mike, but he went with the fastball. Laird setting off way off the plate, and he kind of missed on the plate. Montero was able to foul it off. I think he was trying to get him to climb that ladder away, try to get him to swing and miss at that pitch off the plate.
I thought with some of the swings we've seen Montero take with the off-speed pitches and him being ahead now, I thought he'd go to the split also.
The 1-2 from Valverde. Dribbled foul. He did a heck of a job to get a piece of that. Getting started with a couple of walks. A strikeout to Ackley. Couldn't bunt the runners over. They got a force out at second. Ryan's alive at first on an E3 when fielder dropped, which could have been the game-ending double play. Intentional walk to Ichiro after they were behind 2-1, and now 1-2 here to Montero. Valverde set. The 1-2 to Montero. Inside, off the plate, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lloyd McClendon, Tom Brookins, along with Gene Lamont running the show with Jim Leyland, having been thrown out of the ball game by home plate umpire Brian Knight back in the third. Figgins, Ryan, Ichiro, base runners for the Mariners. Montero with a big blast last night to tie it, trying to win it right here. 2-2 from Papa Grande. Valverde delivers, swung on, high fly ball, right field, coming in Kelly, foul territory.
Wow.
Let's see, first base umpire checking, got it, game over. Mike Winters right on the spot, heck of a catch by Kelly on the foul ball, and the Tigers, they win it by a final of 6-4. It ends the Mariners' 3-game losing streak, and it gives Detroit its first win in 5 tries this season against the Mariners.
It was looking a lot like last night. 3 walks to load the bases up, but you see Kelly, who came on for defense, going into the stands to make the catch. That's a great play, great concentration to end up going in there and making the catch that way.
So the Mariners leave them loaded. Mike Winters, he's there. Make it official. And good concentration by Kelly, who was a 9th inning defensive replacement. And he caught it cleanly. Nice job. It falls into the stands. And that'll do it. So the Tigers go to 15-14 on the season. The Mariners drop to 14-18. And the opportunity was there. Valverde picks up the save. The win goes to Justin Verlander, who goes to 3-1.
I thought for the Mariners, a tough pitcher in Verlander. Mariners fall behind early 5-0, and they end up just crawling back into it, put 3 earned runs on Verlander, over 113 pitches that he had thrown. Get another one back in the 7th inning to try to get themselves in this game and take advantage of the bullpen, Danny. But tonight, they were able to do it last night, but tonight they just couldn't come up with the big hit.
Yeah, I thought with Verlander tonight, didn't have the fastball early in the ball game, but you knew it was going to get stronger as the game went on. And he went to that off-speed pitch pretty early on with Montero and had the good fastball later on. But all in all, probably just a good outing for him. I don't think he pitched the type of ball games that he was consistently pitching last year as the MVP and Cy Young, but was able to hold off the Mariners just enough. And the Mariners did come back there after the Prince Fielder home run. With the 1 run, I thought they kind of kept themselves in the ball game at that point, but they weren't able to come back strong enough here at the end to win the ball game.
Well, that's the story here. 6-4. Rubber Mets tomorrow night. We look forward to being with you right now. Stand by right now as we go to our Mariners post-game show. Here's Brad and Bill.
Thank you, guys. And a fast